Welcome to Softcore History.
What is up? Welcome back to Softcore History. I am your host for the week, Rob Fox. I'm full of wings. I'm full of tequila. I've had 2.5 mozzarella sticks because Honey, who is not our advertiser this week, but they are a perpetual advertiser, they gave us an Uber Eats gift card.
They are real ones.
They were like, you've done such a great job. We are going to give you an Uber Eats gift card.
The boys are hungry.
Because we already talked about how we use it for food.
Yeah.
And you spend it on wings.
That's more Uber Eats' fault. Because Uber Eats has a terrible selection of restaurants.
Yeah. Not a good wing town.
No, so we just got Pluckers. Wings are like pizza. There's no bad wing.
Yeah, it's very hard. It has to be like breaded.
It has to be brutally bad.
Did you have to actually pick it up from Pluckers?
I chose to pick it up from Pluckers because I assumed the Uber Eats driver. Now, this has nothing to do with Honey. We thank Honey for the money they gave us.
Of course.
And
we complain regardless.
But then Uber Eats becomes the problem, and I don't trust Uber Eats, so I just ordered it through Uber Eats to pick up, so the money went, it was free from Honey.
What was the crowd like?
Oh, my God, dude. Oh,
Pluckers crowd on a Monday?
On a holiday.
It was brutal.
Everyone
was sitting at the bar. It smelled like a fucking frat house floor. Like just old Miller Lite and Bud Light. Like that had not been cleaned up. Like someone should have gone in there with a power washer just to clean.
Was it the one on South Lamar?
No, it was, Oak Cliff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've never been to that one.
It's grim. The South Lamar one is fucking like
the Taj Mahal compared to that one.
Compared to this one. This one
that's
was
a rough spot on South Lamar. Pluckers?
Being a regular at like a chain wing place.
Not cool.
It was rough. I kind of wanted to hang out there, to be quite honest.
I like Pluckers just fine, but the people that freak out about it out here, I'm like, have you ever had good wings? Like really good wings?
Right.
There's better. Like Tommy Want Wingy?
Right.
Yeah, but that's like a food truck.
But no. These are families that are, middle class. You bring your shitty ADHD kid.
Yes.
Let him throw stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
You let him just yell at the bartender.
You don't feel bad about the child making a mess of everything.
Yeah.
You give him his fucking...
that's actually... The people I don't like more than the loud kid at the Chili's, the people that are complaining about the ambiance at the Chili's being too loud.
Yeah.
It's like, you're at fucking Chili's. Shut up.
This crying baby's ruining my experience. No, you ruined your experience the moment you walked into here.
It's like you ordered on a tablet. Shut up. You ski in
You
jeans.
got 2 things for $20.
Yeah. In this economy.
Order a $10 steak and act like... I was thinking about this the other day because I listened to the Moana soundtrack. Or I'm sorry, the Encanto soundtrack. Well, both. With my kid a lot.
Right.
And in Encanto, there's a song...
Not even with your kid. This is just what you jam out to when you run.
At this point, honestly, because I do love them. The song Surface Pressure or whatever... The strong chick in Encanto, if you've seen it, she's like, there's a line was like, because I know what my worth is. And I was like, that's such a 21st century, like modern line, because I know what my worth is, right? People say it all the time, like, know what you're worth. I know what you're worth. Like, I know what my worth is. But the irony of that is I don't think those people typically do know what their worth is. This is someone in Coach or in Chili's.
That crowd of Pluckers knows their worth.
Yes.
They know where they are.
100%.
They're like $2 beer pitchers? Yeah. I'm in.
But anyone who says, because I know what my worth is, I like, truly, I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
You are worth the amount of bone ladder you can make. That is your worth. How many rungs can you make on the bone ladder?
I would argue the people that do go to those chain restaurants know their worth, very much so.
That's fine. It just feels like the type of person, it's like, look, it's not like you're owed nothing when you're flying Coach, but understand that you are sitting in Coach.
And understand when you go to an Applebee's, it is microwaved.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like you're owed nothing. Like, you don't deserve to have the waitress come up and spit in your face. But
you kind of do. You kind of do.
I mean, it's like those are the people that also, I kind of get what you're saying. The people that are like that go to Applebee's and complain, they're the kind of people that's like, I take $1 off of my tip every time I don't like something that happens. Like they play games with the wait staff and shit like that.
If you're obsessed with your own worth, you might be obsessed with everyone's worth.
Yeah. And if you're obsessed with your own worth, I kind of take it that you aren't worth a lot.
Yeah.
if that's what you're obsessing
I would
over.
say so. Every time I hear that line, I'm
You're
just
either
like,
worth a fuck ton or nothing.
Yeah, that's like such an internet line. Like it's such like an internet influencing songwriting line where I'm like, God damn it, I hate this.
Yeah, people that know their worth make about $50,000 a year.
I know what I'm worth.
Do you? Because you run social media for like some giant conglomerate,
Right.
and they pay you
You've
pretty
thought
much
of
in coupons.
last weekend, you thought of the funniest one word you could tweet on your Friday. Did you see that shit? All the corporate accounts tweeting one word and signing off
No.
for the long weekend. It was like a whole thing. Everyone was just tweeting one word.
Yep,
like
it was awful.
It was dumb.
Every time
Can I tell you something? Those people get paid too much.
they do.
They probably 45 to 50.
If you
That's
run a
too much.
social media account, you should have to pay the company
Yeah, I kind of.
for the exposure.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're getting cloud ain't free.
No.
It's filling me with hate, to be honest.
No, I remember thinking when I was running social media for something that it was important.
Or you get paid for performance, like how each tweet does.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not well.
Why even have a Twitter at this point? If you're a fucking company,
If you're a social
you can
media
only get in trouble there. You can only get terrible ads.
Yeah.
Nobody's
no one
adding.
on Twitter's like, oh man, I loved my
Had a
breakfast
great
at Denny's.
experience. Yeah.
You know what?
Another brilliant Southwest flight.
So good.
Yeah. I mean, the other day I tweeted at Uber Eats.
I was actually trying to do that for a while when I was at Grand X, was to, you know how everybody would obviously tweet at the airline just saying how miserable the experience was?
Yeah.
I was trying to do a positive tweet
I was just
towards
about to say, I
airlines.
might do that for my next flight. I'm taking Southwest.
I
now.
tried doing that in like 2016 and didn't catch on.
Yeah, no, because people
Positivity don't pay.
know their worth, Dan. They know they're not getting what they deserve. I hate when people bitch about flights online constantly.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
I know exactly what I am. It's a Airbus.
Yeah. Southwest in
The only
particular.
thing
It's an
you-
Air-
Every airline. Let's not say like Delta's better or fucking.
No.
That's true. Especially if you're flying coach, you're on the bus.
Yeah.
You're on a bus.
You're on the megabus of the sky.
Yeah. And no one is tweeting Megabus.
No.
You
They-
understand what
you
you're
can't-
on a Megabus.
I'm sorry, you don't have Twitter on your Cricket wireless phone. Like you can't tweet at megabus.
And I've flown first class like once or twice.
It's great, but it's not worth it.
Man,
No,
it's
it's not worth like 3x the coach ticket.
no, it's not worth it, but it's also hard to go back.
It sucks when you go back
Yeah.
to coach after
It
first
is.
class.
But
It's
like
terrible.
I guess like the extra space is the main thing because you're like, oh, well, you also get like free drinks, but you're only gonna have like 2 of those.
Oh, the last time I was in first class, I was 22. I got cut off.
Sick.
I got 3 whiskey doubles before the flight took off. They're like, no, you're gonna be hammered by the time you
Right.
get there.
Oh, I actually pushed the limits. 1 year for my birthday, I flew home, and for my birthday gift, I got first class tickets, and I had 13 drinks.
In
Trying
how
to
many
Wade
hours?
Boggs that shit
It was like a 3-hour flight
Nice.
in the sky. That's impressive.
in the sky,
People don't realize the higher you go, the drunker you get.
altitude.
Altitude, baby.
That's why I only drink in Denver now.
Well, speaking of worth, there's a great line in Raiders of the Lost Ark that kind of informs everything we're going to talk about today. Indy's rival archaeologist, Belloc, is like, look at this watch. You remember this scene? He's like in the like Arabian bar or whatever. He thinks Marion just died. He's like, look at this watch. Worthless. Bought it for $10 in the street from a vendor. But bury it in the sand for 1,000 years, it becomes priceless. Time turns garbage into gold, essentially.
Now, was this before or after they ripped the heart out?
That's the next movie.
That's
but
Temple
actually,
of
it's
Doom.
technically after because Temple of Doom was a prequel.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh. Dan, bury me. I'll be worth a lot.
You're already gold,
I'm a
man.
gold man. Yeah, fun. Fun. Name puns.
And this is kind of true, actually. Archaeologists get a ton of their most useful info from the garbage dumps at the sites they excavate.
I imagine you can get a lot of info. Just
Like, you learn what they eat, like all kinds of stuff, because nobody cleans up the garbage,
right.
right? If it's a garbage hole, they're not going to move that anywhere else.
Oh, look, more broken pottery.
Yeah, but
Sick.
it's broken pottery with like a painting on it, and they're like, oh, there's a man with an erection killing a boar. So I guess what this means is that the most virile man kills a boar, but actually it's just that killing pigs got this particular man erect. Like he was just horny
He wasn't actually even holding a spear. He was just jamming his dick into a pig.
Yeah, but the
a bullfighting
the artist
community.
was like, look, I'm not drawing you fucking a pig on a pot. I'll get metaphorical with it.
I'll art it up a little bit.
Yeah,
here.
like is that good enough for you? Okay,
You get
thank
it?
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Because I can only do like a pot a week, and I'm not spending a week drawing you fucking a pig.
Did you see that rendition? It was like a few weeks back of like what Aristotle would have looked like.
It would have been dirty, right?
He didn't look that
Of course,
bad.
it would have been filthy.
No, not that dirty, but he just kind of looked like I think somebody referred to him as like a Nebraska offensive lineman.
Okay.
Is he fat?
He looks big boy.
Was Aristotle big?
I
I
guess.
feel like he was a little Dionysian, right? Like I know he was. I guess he was
Well-fed.
technically. No, I'm thinking of Socrates. Are you thinking of Socrates? Socrates was the disheveled, gross one.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Aristotle was the most put together one.
You're right.
Aristotle was tutoring like Alexander the Great and shit. Socrates was the hobo-esque man who was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Socrates was pure
he was
thinker.
beheaded, I believe, by the state willingly.
Yeah.
He wasn't willing.
I think he kind of was. I think he was like, well, that's my judgment.
He was like, wasn't he like hiding out in like barrels, jumping out, scaring kids and shit
Yeah,
like
he's
that?
fucking weird.
He was a weirdo.
I think they went to a vote though. Democracy
whatever. I don't care.
to behead him.
Well, that's all he wanted.
Yeah, well, they're a democracy. So look, because we are audio archaeologists, let's rummage through some garbage.
Ooh.
The garbage we will be rummaging through today is going to be the second page of the August 23rd, 1897 St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Why this random page on this random date?
Because it was in St. Louis.
Yep.
That is how I found it.
No,
But that's
why.
It is
that's
not.
why.
That's
It
why.
has nothing to do with me being from there, other than I followed this account.
To say it has nothing to do with it is.
I didn't pick this for this
patently
topic because I
false.
was like,
That's
I
just a
wanna,
lie.
I want to.
That's why you found it.
Okay, that's fine. So I follow a bunch of history accounts on social media, including one called Vintage St. Louis and Route 66 on Facebook. Every day they do a This Day in History on all the shit that happened in STL.
That's crazy. You
whatever.
came across it.
Yeah.
How'd you find it?
So I don't know. I followed it randomly. It was probably suggested to me, and I followed it because I was like, I would like to follow that.
Yeah, no, we're just giving you a hard time. We get it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyways,
Sip your big gulp.
by the way, if you want to dunk on St. Louis, a depressing amount of the stuff that they
And we
post-
do.
Yeah, well, here you go. A depressing amount of the stuff they post that takes place after, like, I guess probably the 1950s is literally just sports history.
I was about to say, it's probably a lot of Rams shit, right?
It's Cardinals and Rams.
yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, nothing else in the city's
They're
happening
gonna leave
after
again.
1950.
They're going to leave.
Well, they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's like the 3 years the Rams were good, and then, like, Bob Gibson or something. That's it.
I had a Madden 2003 copy, and I remember one of the micro achievements you could get on it was winning at the Rams Stadium in the Dome at the time, because that was like one of the hardest places to play.
It was.
for
It was
like 3
years.
years. Yeah.
For like 3 years. It was
Greatest show on
hard.
turf.
It was the greatest show on turf. R.I.P. But anyway, so typically I'll just look at that day. I'll look at this day in history, whatever. Sometimes interesting, sometimes not. But one thing caught my eye like 2 weeks ago from this day in history. It was a headline that read, "The Raid on Dago Hill."
Oh God, is that slur?
Yeah.
There was an Italian hill that got raided.
Yeah. Still exists to this day, by the way.
You can't be mad because you're Portuguese Jewish.
Mhm.
I feel like you're Italian.
Nope.
No, you are.
Nope.
You're Italian.
He's like, no, but they were talking about that on another show on the network where like you're like cousin from the Bear, where you just act Italian, but you're not.
That guy's very Delco-ish, even though he's supposedly from Chicago.
He definitely has more of a
East Coast
that
vibe.
side of the Rust
Yeah.
Belt vibe to him. Yeah.
Well, he's South
The Rust,
Side.
look, the Rust Belt's the Rust Belt. All right.
Yeah.
Southside Chicago is kind of one and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is all kind of like that. That
It's all,
linear,
it's all the same thing.
angry but happy to be angry. If that makes sense.
It does.
Does that make sense to you?
I just don't fuck with Italians, man. I don't like them.
But you lived amongst them.
One of my best friends is Italian.
I thought you didn't fuck with them.
Yeah.
Seems like you fuck with them pretty hard.
Keep your enemies close, you know?
I believe that's an Italian saying. Very Machiavellian of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seems like you fuck with Italians quite a bit.
I'm like Henry Hill.
Yeah. Only half.
I think he was just fully Irish, wasn't he?
No, he was half.
Ever since I
But
can remember,
he
when
was
to be
half,
a
but his
gangster.
dad was Irish,
That's right.
so he couldn't.
So he
be-
claimed being Irish. Yes.
Yeah. So the article appears on page 2 of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, the second page of this newspaper, which, by the way, was founded by Joseph Pulitzer, who was still alive when this page 2 was being published, and was running the paper at the time. It turns out page 2 had a theme. You know, there's a sports page and a business page nowadays, so on.
Sure.
Not so different then.
What's page 2's theme?
Page 2's theme was titled Murderous Deeds of Men and Women, the Police Record of a Day in St. Louis.
Oh, fun.
So it was just the whole day's worth of crimes.
What about St. Louis?
The most notable crimes. Really, though, this isn't about St. Louis. It's about just a peek into a random day in a large city in America in 1897.
Which can't be good.
No, it's hilarious.
Yes.
It's the funniest fucking thing. And look, it's just a page full of crimes ranging from like murder to like Florida Man type of weird shit.
Right.
This page of the newspaper is what the dumbest person in your family would read.
Yes. And assume that extrapolates to the public at large. I'm
Like
assuming.
some dude got arrested for pissing on the arch.
Well, the arch wasn't built, but yes.
The arch was always there.
Yeah.
We built the city around the arch.
Yeah, that's right.
That's actually for the Oregon Trail. They go under the arch.
Yeah.
That was the portal.
It's
Gets you to Oregon
These
faster.
Nordic guys keep walking out of the arch.
When the fuck did the when was the arch actually built?
The 60s, late 60s.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that modern?
Yeah.
Was it built?
Look at it. Doesn't that look like it was
Built
dreamed
it
up in the 60s?
It is a piece of shit. So
That's like, yeah. No, it's exactly like Tomorrowland looks like a Disney World.
Oh,
Right,
and
it's
that's the
just-
same era.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's like that Art Deco, like modern kind of shit.
Yeah.
Not Art Deco, but mod kind of shit. Like we make it all.
overly simplistic.
Everything's metallic.
and
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like Spartan. in a
60s,
way.
70s. The architect was we were lost.
It was just they were building like squares,
Wasn't good.
like weird just shapes.
You would be amazed at how many architects are probably still just building squares, bud.
Yeah, that's probably true. But yeah, so this page of the newspaper, like literally, it was for idiots. Like if a son ran up to his father while he was smoking his pipe and reading about like what was going on between Spain and America on the lead up to the war that broke out a year later, and was like, "Daddy, I want page 2. I want to read page 2." Like he would just rip it out of his dad's hand, and dad would like turn to the mom and be like, "The boy's as dim as he is queer."
Wow.
It is 1897.
When is it?
It is.
No, he's saying, well, it is 1897.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
That's not Rob's words.
Right.
No, it's the hypothetical father.
That's
dad
the,
said
the
this
bigoted
about his-
father from 1897.
about his
Yes.
idiot child.
No one thinks Rob says that.
No, he
About
would never.
Lori.
No. I say that every day. He bumps his head, and I'm like, boy's as dim as he is queer.
But he does it in an accent, so it's
Yeah.
okay.
So it's a parody
Yeah.
of terrible.
And I do it in a St. Louis accent, because
Which
this
is-
is a St.
which
Louis
is-
dad like this.
So none.
Yeah,
No,
I
he-
just say
St.
it
Louis
like, I just
accent?
say it in my St. Louis accent.
He says some words really weird.
Warm.
What?
Warm.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah.
How do you say bagel?
Bagel.
Normal. Okay.
Yeah, what are you, fucking Stewie? Like, whip.
Whip. I don't do that. So anyway, I was only going to do the raid on Dago Hill, but I guess there just wasn't enough stuff on that in that story. But then I started reading the rest of the page on like a newspaper,
Yeah.
because like you can get the whole newspaper.
Did they get Kike Hill right before that?
Yeah. Well, you know, they hit everything.
Yeah. We
For
won't
the
see
people
the
listening
third
at
day.
home,
Yeah.
that was the Jewish man making that joke.
But so
What, the Kike thing? I can say
That's
Kike.
his
it's
word.
fine.
I know,
his
you're
word.
allowed to say it. It's your word.
well, you're a Portuguese Jew. Say it.
I don't think I have enough percentage.
You better put some gay Spanish on it before you say it, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I got to say.
But so the story wasn't long enough to do a whole episode on, but I started reading the rest of the page, and it was just full of gold, but it was gold only to me. Like, if you had been reading it in the moment,
Terrible.
it would have been nonsense, garbage, useless bullshit. I can't believe they wasted a whole page of the newspaper I pay for on it. Like, I don't want to read this. I want to read about Rockefeller and the Maine parking in Cuba.
No.
Like, that type of shit.
No, you want this.
You want the
You want the smut, dude.
Back
You want
to the original point. Know your worth. This is what St. Louis locals wanted.
This is not what only St. Louis locals want. I mean, this page was in every type of paper in the country.
Yes, nobody wanted to hear about the, extravagant things going on around the world. They wanted to know
The market. They didn't want to hear about like
No.
You know what
the
idiots?
Russo-Japanese
They
war.
don't give a shit about the president. They cared about, like, I don't know, some fucking baker down the road getting stabbed.
That's all this page is.
Is
Baker's getting stabbed. I swear to God.
Sorry, I was gonna say, how like assholes say stuff like, "Oh, think globally, buy locally." Everyone does the opposite of that.
Yep.
In practice, everyone buys from super fucking chains.
Yeah.
And they gossip about what's going on in town.
And, you eat garbage. Everyone eats garbage. Everyone eats like shit.
You eat like shit, and you talk shit about your neighbors.
Yep.
That's what people actually do.
And that is what this page is. And I loved reading every second of it. One of the most fucked up parts about this, we'll get into a little bit, much better writers back then.
Well, they were paid by the word, right?
No, that's longer writers. I'm saying they were better writers. These stories, I could just read. I mean, it was a page turner after page turner.
Let's get it.
So first one, let's start with a raid on Dago Hill. Now, there's a neighborhood in St. Louis called The Hill. It is, even to this day, a predominantly Italian neighborhood. Dago is, of course, a fun pejorative for Italians, and at some point, Dago Hill was changed, I guess, to The Hill because PC culture was running amok in 1910.
Even then, they were like, "Come on, guys, jeez."
I kind of assumed they stopped calling it Dago Hill when they realized Italians would vote like white people. And they're like, "Congrats, you're white now too."
Just vote in our block, baby.
Yeah, like it's fine.
Get in.
You're good. So let's get into this article about a police raid on, quote unquote, according to the 1897 St. Louis Post.
You've said it like a dozen times already.
Dago Hill. Well, it's Italians. Who cares?
I agree.
Right?
I agree. Fuck them.
They're whatever.
Hey, fuck you.
Yeah. So this is the article that I'm quoting. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a little long, but I'll take the choice bits. There was a hot time on Dago Hill Sunday night while the sons and daughters of sunny Italy who live there were enjoying themselves in their own peculiar way. The police swooped down on them and carted their king and pretty dancing girls to the lockup.
What does that mean?
You know what it means.
I don't get it. Like,
The peculiar way that Italians are.
what's the strange thing they were up to? They were dancing and having fun?
Yes.
Time to crack some skulls, boys.
Kind of. Well, we'll get into why they might have raided it.
Okay, I would like to know. Other than them being peculiar, I would like to know what they
And
actually
Italian.
Well, of course.
Well,
It can't be both.
Immediately,
Well, one informs the other.
immediately, I think mafia.
And this is kind of pre-mafia. I mean, you get kind of a Godfather Part 2 maybe situation here with the king they arrested.
Mafiosa.
Yeah.
So from so far in the story, what I gather is happening is a bunch of 15-year-old Italian girls are dancing in the street while a dust cloud of their mom and father beating each other with rolling pins is rolling around.
Wrong.
Oh, bummer.
Wrong, because the girls aren't Italian.
Oh.
So that might have something to do with it, but I'm not
Are
positive.
they trafficking women?
Is this a white trafficking
Maybe.
story?
Maybe. They go
greatest
on.
of
So
crimes.
speaking of your comment earlier about them getting paid by the word or whatever, the next like 2 paragraphs are literally like describing the topography of the hill and shit like that, and like
The hill, which lays at
yeah, the hill, which
whatever
is a
fort
hill,
latitude.
like
yeah.
blah blah blah. So anyway, they go on for that.
Full
Like,
of pepperoni.
they go on for a minute like that.
Pepperoni roll. Yeah.
Then they kind of get into describing the demographics of the hill. Few of the men on Dago Hill are married. That is why the dance halls thrive. The men work in the brickyards and pipeworks. They make little money but spend it freely.
The arrogance.
Sounds awesome,
The arrogance.
right? That
Yeah.
sounds like a great life, to be honest.
Fucking
Why
gold.
are they miserable?
They have gold chains. They're all in wife beaters.
Why are they happy? Like that's so classic American. It's like
Yeah.
why poor people can't be
Look
happy.
at how these people live.
No, as soon as like
Filth.
someone, it's such an American thing. It's like as soon as someone that makes less money than you appears happy for some reason, it's like why?
These pieces of shit. Yeah.
I'm mad because I'm not as rich as that guy. They should be mad they're not as rich as me. It's
Why are they
classic.
bad?
Yeah, why are they pissed off?
these people having a worse time?
It's like their culture allows them to, blow off steam.
Well, it turns out that these people were awesome at that.
Yeah.
Sunday is their gala day. On a bright Sunday afternoon, the hill is run wide open. Each cottage is tenanted by a half a dozen men who share the responsibility of paying rent. Each group regales itself with a keg of beer on Sunday afternoon. The keg is tapped in the front yard.
So it's a frat house.
Yes, literally a fucking...
That's just a block party.
It is literally like a college, like, neighborhood.
It's a tailgate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's a block party.
That's fun.
This is more like where you.
Yeah, this is where I grew up.
Except it's a keg instead of like tall boys in a cooler.
Everyone's got a bunch
Row homes. Everyone's just kind of like drinking in the front yard. Yeah,
It is
Yang
row
Lang.
home. It is type of row. Yeah.
skinny Yangline keg.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Honestly, back then though, they knew how to have they would fuck off and have like a really good time. They're like, this is our day where we just let loose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're better
blow-off
at
steam
it.
day. I don't know why they're doing it on a Sunday instead of a Saturday.
They had to work on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Sunday's the only day off back then.
What year is this?
1897.
They had work.
They're
on
working
Saturday.
6 days a week.
They might
Sick.
be working 7, bro. Like, yeah.
They're not working today.
Yeah. Sunday, you're usually given off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're working 6 days a week.
Fair enough.
But like, you're not coming back to the next day. Your wife doesn't know where you are.
Well, these men, not a lot of wives. This is a very bachelor-heavy crowd, allegedly. So the article goes on to say, about 7:30 o'clock, the girls begin to arrive. They are imported from the city, and the saloon keepers pay them $1 a night to drink and dance with the men. They work hard for their money.
They go hard for the money?
They work hard for the money.
Yeah, sick.
Dude, this is...
Sounds like capitalism.
I want to,
me.
like... This is, like, my number one time machine destination right now.
Guinea Hill.
This sounds
Dago Hill.
fucking awesome.
Oh,
Dago
shit,
Hill.
I said the wrong slur.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Dago Hill. Yeah, you went too soft.
Is that less bad?
I think so.
Is it? I feel like those are the same level of bad.
I had a very Italian friend.
Wait, what did they call Cuomo? That he got super insulted by?
It might have been Dago.
Oh, they
No.
called him a Guido.
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 They called him a
Italians have
Guido.
a lot.
Guido Hill.
Goomba, Guido, Guinea, Wop, Dago.
Yeah.
I remember the Hall of Intolerance from South Park had a lot of Italian slurs in it, actually.
It's still safe.
Yeah.
We've talked about
You
this.
say whatever you want.
You
Hey,
can
they got
say
Muhammad
anything
on
up
TV.
until about turkey, right? Turkey's the line.
Yeah, I think so. Once you get over the Bosphorus.
Yeah, once you Greeks like the last people you can
bastion of
insult.
White
Yeah.
people you can make fun of.
Yeah.
So the article goes on to say, Joseph Giglione, the king of Dago Hill.
Fucking bigot. Bibbity bobbity. Like,
Sorry. I feel like they probably made up that name, too. Yeah. They're like, what is it? Giglione. Yeah, sure, whatever.
fucking Jimmy Gabagool. Like,
Yeah, dude, what? His name was probably like something beautiful, like Giglione, and they're like Giglione over here.
Well, I'm probably mispronouncing it, but whatever.
No, I'm sure they probably
Right. They're like
wrote hard
Michael
Jesus.
Spaghetti, the king of Dago Hill.
Giuseppe Spaghetti.
Giuseppe.
And his son, Pinocchio.
Uncle Geppetto.
Fucking
God, why is Italian bigotry kind of-
hilarious.
You're like,
It's
oh.
amazing.
Because it's all we have left.
It is. It is.
It's like, it sounds so made up.
I know they're ridiculous people.
But it's
quote
also
Stewie
ridiculous that like they got to crack some skulls here because people are having fun.
Pretty much. The King of Dago Hill runs its principal saloon and dance hall. This was the first place raided Sunday night. They go on to describe the raid. Cops and Italians fought a little bit, but the police made their arrests, including of the infamous Giglione. They also arrested 12 of his girls. Then, interestingly enough, the Post-Dispatch goes ahead and doxes the hookers,
Just prints names and addresses.
literally.
The addresses?
Literally.
Why?
Let's do it.
Rose Meadows, 1207 Shoto Avenue. Lizzie LaGrace, 2022 Theodore Street. Anna Petite, 1724 Division
Ooh,
Street.
Anna Petite.
Rose Petite, 1724 Division Street.
sisters.
The sisters.
2 roses so far, by the way.
Do
Or-
those names sound interesting to you, though?
Yeah, they're just tiny. They're not. That's not their actual names.
Do they maybe sound a little fake?
Yeah.
Rose Meadows, Lizzie LaGrace, Anna and Rose Petite.
Petite. Those are porn star names.
Yeah. Right. I don't think those names are real.
They gave aliases.
I think they gave, yeah. I don't know what those addresses were. Google Maps doesn't go back that far. But, like right now, I looked this up the other day. Ulysses S., because I saw from the same account, they showed the house Ulysses S. Grant got married in St. Louis because he married a woman from St. Louis. And I was like, oh, well, I know those streets still exist. So I was like, let's
Yeah.
see what's there now. And it's a parking lot outside Busch Stadium.
Sick. Oh, fucking general got married here.
Yeah.
In this parking lot.
Yeah. But yeah, so those names, I'm pretty sure they're fake. They did say other names.
There's
that
actually
sounded
12
real.
Marias in a row.
Yeah.
They just didn't think that would play.
So the girls were charged with loitering, of all things.
Of course.
Even though they were doing the opposite, they were paid to be there. That'd be like us getting arrested for loitering right now at the studio.
Yeah. It's like literally I'm making money being
Right.
here. If there's anyone here that deserves to be here, it's not the 12 guys that live in that house. It's me.
Right.
I'm being paid to be here.
Yeah, I'm a paid employee. Anyway, the Post-Dispatch goes on to describe the general atmosphere of the Hill. Sort of just how things are on the Hill.
Sure.
Much tact is required to keep from getting into trouble around these Dago Hill halls.
Jesus.
A stranger is always looked on with suspicion, and stilettos are as thick as leaves in Vallombrosa.
What the fuck does that mean?
Like I said, much better writers.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Much better writers. And by the way, this is the garbage section of the newspaper.
This
is the dog shit section of the newspaper.
This is a guy just trying to cut his chops. Like,
what does stilettos as thick as leaves in Vallombrosa mean? Like, does that mean they're thin or thick?
Well, let me translate this whole sentence for you.
Okay, thank you.
Essentially what it means is basically they're saying, if you don't keep your mouth shut, these Italians will stab you, and these greasy bastards have knives like the forest has leaves.
Oh, is a stiletto a knife?
Stiletto's a knife. It's a switchblade.
Okay.
I was just thinking the hookers.
Well, it's not
also-
necessarily
yeah.
a switchblade, but a stiletto's a knife. And Vallombrosa is essentially a very fancy word for forest.
So they're saying there's as many knives in this neighborhood as there are leaves in a forest.
Yes.
That's insane. There's a lot of tact in that sentence, though, too. That's wordsmithing.
That is brilliant writing.
That's
and
really
this
good
is
writing.
the dog shit section of the newspaper.
That is the most eloquent bigotry I've ever heard in
That's
my life.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful you don't even realize it.
I didn't. I thought they were making a comment about their shoes.
Right? So a stiletto heel is named after a knife.
Slay Queen.
Slay. Kinda though, right?
Grant.
It's incredible.
He went from page 2 to then right in The Great Gatsby.
Well, funny story about this and why these writers are so good, or maybe not why these writers are so good, but interesting story about the writers. Ernest Hemingway got his start writing on the Kansas City ambulance beat.
Really?
Yes. That was
Hunter
one
S.
of his-
Thompson wrote for ESPN.
He also wrote for Rolling Stone.
Different era. But Hemingway started out writing, and by the way, this is essentially what I gathered from this page is probably they had a reporter or two working the city hospital beat, and they were waiting at the hospital for people to show up with the weird injuries, the fucked up injuries.
The original TMZ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they got their stories.
It's Nightcrawler.
Yep. Yeah, that is the perfect way to put it.
Yeah, it's Nightcrawler.
I love that movie.
It's actually really underrated.
Except they're all like 11-year-old newsy boys
Yeah.
that are
No,
giving
the
them
reporters
probably-
are,
not the reporters, the tipsters. They're sending all these kids to the hospital.
The little
No,
sparrows.
the reporters are there. I guarantee you, the reporters are there watching people come in, and they're like, "What happened? That one stab, gunshot?" And they'll go over and they'll fucking take the whole fucking
What's his
story.
fucking address?
Yeah, and they're like, "What's your address now? I got to print it for the whole city to see."
Yeah.
I bet he had, but I'm telling you, he had a network of children.
He was like, not Littlefinger. What's the other
Fucking
Varys.
Varys.
Varys, yeah.
Yeah, you're back in Game of Thrones mode. You're
Yeah.
back in deep,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Yeah.
I knew it. Your little sparrows.
Little spaz.
So that is what happened with the raid on Dago Hill. The king of Dago Hill, whatever, Giglione, he was released.
Why is he the king?
He owned a bunch of the dance halls.
He is
So
the
he
king.
probably did do some mafia shit, probably did have some people killed, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty.
Seems like you're projecting a little
That's
bit.
a lot of presumption.
Yeah, I'm just being a bigot. So let's just,
Let's just move on.
let's just take it for what it is. On to the next story. Headline: Revolvers and Canes. Subheadline: They figure conspicuously in small race war on South Broadway.
I was gonna say if canes are involved, there's gonna be pimps.
No pimps. No pimps involved.
Olds.
No, well, I actually don't. I didn't catch the age of the man with the cane. So
Okay.
maybe.
Butlers? I don't know. Like,
Could be an old man, but I'll start into the story.
The race war, yes. Continue.
Charles Kellogg awoke at the city hospital Monday morning
Kellogg.
with a bloody face and scalp wounds enough to make him sore from head to foot. He is a young white man aged 22 years and rather good looking. He says he is the victim of a mistake.
All I did
I'm
was
too
say
good looking to be a victim.
All I did was say one word to him. And he took it the
Can't
wrong
say
way.
anything anymore.
Yeah, seriously. Is this where this goes? Because it sounds like it might be.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So by the way, I love that I love that they needed to mention that he was
Handsome.
hot. But honestly, that's probably an important detail in these days because there's no picture. There's only drawings.
Oh, right.
So like here, I'll show you guys a little.
Let me see the hot
Here's
noodle.
the raid on Dago Hill.
Oh, they aren't very good at drawing either.
Here is.
You gotta be quick though.
Here's a picture of a man who was injured, different guy, but I mean it's literally just like courtroom sketch type drawings.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't look hot.
It also doesn't look like a white man.
Actually, he is weirdly enough. That one of the picture I just showed you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
he
eyes
is
are
described
just so
as.
bruised.
Oh, he's blind.
Oh,
Yeah. His name is Blind Billy.
of course.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah, no, his name in the story is Blind.
That's
We're
his
not doing his
legal-
story because it was kind of whatever, but yeah,
Yeah.
his name's Blind Billy.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, they need to mention it. I think there's an important detail in these days, so it gets readers interested. And like, I don't want to be an asshole here, but I feel like women are big readers of this section of the paper.
Okay.
So to talk about a man being attractive is
We got to drum up some sympathy, right?
right. Well, I don't sympathy, interest.
Interest. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more
So
compelling.
the story goes on. Kellogg gives his account. So this is a quote from Kellogg. Here. Several of us, he relates, were drinking beer in the alley near 2nd and Miller Street Sunday evening. A crowd of colored men passed by and were hooted at as a joke by a number of our crowd. A few minutes later, I left the party and started up Broadway. When on the corner there, the Negroes, who had been lying in wait, jumped abroad of me and beat me badly before I could get out my gun. I did not shoot, but they crossed the street and fired at me a number of times. I was innocent of doing anything to the Negroes. I admit I was drinking a little, but I was certainly not drunk. They shot me in the head.
It wasn't me shouting at them.
My friend, yeah, he was like, dude, yeah, like my drunk friends were being assholes, and I like left a few minutes later, like I was just getting out of there, and these guys fucking jumped me because of my buddies.
I didn't shoot them, but they shot at me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna shoot them, but they shot at me
Could have,
first.
but I didn't.
Cool.
The police had a different story. These are the police in 1897 St. Louis.
So progressive, yes.
Yes, very progressive bunch. Basically, their story was that Kellogg was drunk, walked up to Broadway and Miller Streets, as was mentioned by Kellogg himself, took out his gun and just started popping off shots at a group of black guys.
Sounds like that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that's if the cops are saying that.
Yeah.
At this time.
Yeah.
You did that.
You did that.
They are not trying to put away this guy.
Right.
They're like, no, this fucker.
We can't even cover this up.
Right.
buddy.
Like 100 people saw you do this.
Yeah.
So the group of black guys he shot at charged him and beat the shit out of him. Then Kellogg somehow got free, ran a block away, turned around, started popping off some more shots. Finally, the cops showed up and thankfully arrested two of the black guys.
To stop the problem, right?
Yeah, and they sent Kellogg to the hospital because Kellogg was beat to shit. One of the black men that Kellogg shot at, John Rogers, said he had nothing to do with anything. He was just around in the area, didn't do anything. The other, Calvin Chairs, was like, yeah, I hit him with my cane. I was doing this thing called self-defense.
He said that?
No.
Oh, God, I was going to say, that's tight.
He said he did it in self-defense, but I kind of just took his, what I assume had to be his indignation and put it in modern terms, a modern sort of way.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would hit someone with a cane too if they were
shooting at me. Yeah, if they walk up to the corner and we're just like, you know what? Pop, bang, bang, bang.
That's some balls, dude. That's some terrible like to think you're gonna get away with it because you tell a different story.
I don't know that he thought anything.
He might have been so drunk he thought that's what happened.
Yeah, like I don't want to put anything in his head or not in his head. Probably a racist. Everyone was racist back then. I don't know what he literally, he probably was racist, but also maybe he just thought, he would get away with shooting at a group of black guys.
I'll tell you what might have happened.
Could have been just a psychopath.
What his buddies did say a bunch of terrible shit to those people.
Yeah, I don't know what hooting at black guys means.
Yeah, and then he left pissed drunk, having a nice laugh about that old jape that they did. And then he saw them immediately. He was like, started firing rounds.
That's actually generous.
That's probably what happened.
That's generous. I would assume all of that happened, and then he, like you said, was walking and saw them and was like, you know what? I'm going to finish this fucking shit off. Bah, 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 bah.
It's definitely, my version was more generous.
Too generous, I would say.
Yeah, fair enough.
The article ends by saying, Kellogg is not shot in the head, as he claims.
Fact checked. Immediately fact checked.
They unraveled the fucking bandage on his head.
No hole. There's no hole. And will recover from his wounds. This all happened, by the way, a block away from one of the grossest bars in St. Louis, and I feel like, Dan, you will enjoy this bar. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is called DB's Sports Bar. It's in St. Louis near...
Dave and Buster's?
No.
It is now.
It's in St. Louis near Soulard, and man, it is... I got to just show you the front before I tell you what they wear in there. Actually, I'll tell you now. The waitresses wear lingerie.
Ugh.
Oh.
And
I was thinking more of like a Bennigan's type outfit.
And this is what the bar looks like on the outside.
Okay. Like a municipal building.
Yeah, that looks like a government-sponsored bar.
It is.
They wear lingerie in there?
Yeah. It's honestly it's extremely representative of my city, to be quite honest, in many ways. They have great wings, though. It makes me feel at home.
It's like a homebrew Hooters kind of.
I guess. They do have good wings.
Like lingerie, though? That seems just gross.
Underwear and, bra type of situation.
Try to separate food and that.
I typically do, too.
It's pretty
fun. It feels like it looks like it's going to be the last place on earth you're allowed to smoke cigarettes at inside. I don't know if you are allowed or not anymore, but I feel like it can't be enforced there.
Although there was a strip club Saturday, I think, in Austin. Mike invited me. He's just like, yeah, man, free steak.
What do you mean free steak?
What time of night were you eating this free?
It was during the day. It was Saturday.
It was like 2
I didn't go, but he invited me. He was just like, yeah, man, a bunch of comedians, we're going to go to the, I forget what the club is, but they serve free steaks on Saturdays.
It's not Palazzo?
It is Palazzo.
Okay. That sounds like a Palazzo move. Yeah.
Can you get it cooked how you want, or is it all medium well?
I don't know.
Feels like it's all medium well.
Yeah.
They're like, if you want something pink.
What if it's the best steakhouse in town?
That's actually a great line. They should. I'm going to give them a call.
Yeah.
If you want it
Hey,
pink.
Palazzo, cook all your steaks medium well. And someone asked, say, if you want something pink, you got to pay for it.
That's pretty good. That's actually, I might give him a call.
Do it.
Yeah.
Now, let's go in there in suits.
Yeah. We got just Detroiters, that shit?
Yeah,
Just like bad commercial pitch it?
Yeah.
That would be a great commercial. If you want something pink, you got to pay for it. Come on down to Palazzo. Free steaks. They're brown on the inside.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So that's that story. Next story. On page 2 of
back-to-back racist
of the
stories.
St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Yes.
Something tells me most of these stories are going to be racist.
Well, everything sounds racist, even
For
the
the
ones
time,
that aren't.
man.
Don't worry. There's some sexism, too.
Oh, great.
Thankfully. A little misogyny.
Yeah. Next story. He wanted beer or blood.
It's an alcoholic vampire.
This one's a quickie, so I'm just going to give you the whole blurb. It's literally just one paragraph. E.S. Knox, colored, tried...
You gotta stop. I don't care that it says that. You just gotta stop.
It's literally written in the fucking paper.
You can skip
It's
over
so
it.
insane how fast they go to what race is he?
Yeah,
That's
no,
the
it's
second
not.
thing after their name
You
they
can't
say about
skip over it.
everybody.
We're trying to show you the picture of the time.
All right.
It's literally, it is.
It is insane how quick they get from their name. What race are they?
Right. This is actually genuinely fascinating to see that they wrote it this way. E.S. Knox, colored, tried to kill George Jones, a colored deckhand from the steamer Paducah, at Levee and Locust Monday because he refused to give him a nickel to buy beer with. Jones said he did not know Knox, so I don't know if they were like, did you know him? Because you're both... No? Okay. Who caught him by the lapel of his coat and demanded a nickel.
It's just a homeless man.
Yeah, just a homeless guy grabbed this river sailor and was like, give me a nickel.
Wanted like 8 hours worth of wages.
Yeah. And the guy was like, no, who are you?
It's like, I worked all day.
And he's like, I'll kill you. This is the type of shit that's in here. This is like, it goes from like long stories to little blurbs.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all that story is, and I've just found that funny that they even included that. The next story, one of my favorites. Headline, Maggie Lane is insane.
They got some rhyming.
Yep.
That's good news right there.
Subheader, girl who took carbolic acid to be locked up.
Carbolic acid?
What is carbolic acid?
It's how you kill yourself. It's a way to kill yourself, but not
That's
a good,
be a painful way.
not even in an effective way. We'll get into that.
Okay.
So we'll start with the story here. Maggie Lane, the handsome 22-year-old daughter of Julius Lane,
Oh, she was handsome.
the proprietor of Bell Hotel. Yeah, she's attractive. You got to tell these people they're attractive.
Handsome was non-gender back then as well.
Yeah, but now if you say it, it's
She's
a handsome woman.
Yeah,
It's an insult.
Yeah.
strong features on her. Julius Lane, the proprietor of the Bell Hotel, will be sent to the insane asylum. For the third time, Maggie made a desperate attempt late Saturday night to commit suicide. She poured half an ounce of carbolic acid in a teacup of stewed peaches and took a big swallow of the poison. She then lay down to die. Who's giving these reporters this information? Why would you tell this?
Her parents,
I guarantee you it's Julius Lane.
It is. It is.
It's Julius Lane.
And it's
He wants his
insane.
daughter locked up.
Be like, fuck off. You're not putting my daughter on page 2 of the... I know it's on page 2 of the Post-Dispatch. Get the fuck out of here.
She's clearly bad at it.
It's the third time.
Her third attempt.
On purpose. We'll get into that.
It's because she wants attention.
Yes, literally. I gathered as much.
Oh, so she actually reports it herself?
No, but you can... It's easy to glean.
Well, I'm guessing that Julius Lane keeps trying to kill her, and if it doesn't work...
Well, there's an interesting ripple to that as well.
Okay, cool.
So everybody's business is out in the open on this page, and I don't understand why anyone would talk to... Like, I'm from page 2 of the Post-Dispatch. I'm like, oh, well, my daughter's in the hospital. I guess I have to talk to you. Like, tell them to fuck off.
Be like,
why would you ever do this?
it's like, go die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the story. Her father discovered her with the cup of poison at the bedside. She frankly admitted to him that she had taken the poison and wanted to die.
I've taken the poison, and I want to die, is how you frankly tell your father that.
Yes. Father, I've taken the poison, and I want to die.
Okay, then.
And he's like,
Carry on.
no. She was hurried to the city dispensary, pumped out, then sent to the city hospital. She declares that she intends to kill herself if she ever gets the chance.
It might just be family gossip that gets out.
Yeah.
Because I know my parents talk shit about, like, my aunts and uncles and my cousins.
everyone.
Two
One's
reporters
family.
from the Philadelphia Inquirer.
I'm sure it gets out.
It's the Inquirer newsroom. Did you hear about what happened in the Regesta house?
You hear about the Murphys?
Sure. So I looked it up, and carbolic acid, yeah, it'll kill you.
How much do you need?
A lot, and it takes a while. So if you get, like, if someone gets to you relatively quickly, you will live. So she drank the poison and pretty much immediately told her dad she drank it, probably knowing that her dad was going to force her to the hospital.
To get pumped out.
Right. So you tell me whether these attempts were that serious.
Do they list the other two?
It's all carbolic acid, I'm
Oh.
pretty sure.
Dad, I did it again.
You would think she'd get the dosage, right? Yeah.
She doesn't want to die.
Yeah, this is all...
She's got a tolerance
She's
now.
crazy and wants attention.
Sounds like she got cut off a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was crazy, though, but there's another reason, potentially. She is crazy, and we hear this in the story as well.
In love
Well, we hear that maybe too.
with her father.
No, not him. He's really ruining her dreams of dying.
Did she get arrested at Dago Hill?
She's a Dago Hill dancer? No. Sunday, Mr. Lang found a note under her pillow in which she told him that she had taken the poison and asked nothing be done to save her life. She said in the note, Ethel has promised to do so much for me and failed, so I cannot stand the disappointment and want to die. Mr. Lang says that he does not know who Ethel is.
Who the fuck is Ethel?
There is no Ethel.
Her imaginary friend.
Oh, she's
Ethel doesn't exist.
Or her lesbian lover.
Or a ghost.
It's one of those three. Doesn't exist, ghost, or lesbian. He has since learned that Jesse Ferguson, a domestic in the house, I don't know what that means.
A domestic?
Just servant, I guess.
A domestic might be someone that pays to live in your house, too.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
Like a tenant.
I didn't look it up because this is softcore history.
Yeah. I would imagine it could.
She's
And
a beer.
LSU was playing FSU, so
Well, yeah, why would you look that up?
right.
There's a game on.
I only got so much time. Had filled Maggie's mind with visions of how she could become wealthy and was going to make a deal whereby she could go into business on Market Street. So yeah, a little crazy, possibly some manipulative assholes in her life. Not sure why Mr. Lang was down with publishing any of this,
No.
let alone providing detailed firsthand details to the paper. Like,
Yeah.
full ass, like, come over here, page 2, boy. I'll tell you why my daughter's asleep in this hospital.
Well, after that second attempt, it might get a little old.
You're just like, you know what? I'm printing it. Like a public shaming to make her better.
Yes.
Well, he's sending her to the insane asylum at this point. Like, she's going.
Ooh, 3-strike rule.
Literally. Yeah.
That's how it go.
The final paragraph, also interesting. Mr. Lang says that he feels sure his daughter is a pure girl and that she had no sweethearts. She has a brother older than herself already in the city insane asylum.
Just wants to join him.
Yeah. So she's got a brother in the city insane asylum.
Sounds like this guy wants to get rid of his kids, too, maybe.
Maybe. Kids are a drag,
No, I don't.
Like, they're fun when they're babies, but
I don't know.
I'm actually, like, as a father,
Right.
it's great now. What I'm really worried about is, like, a teenager just dunking on me and making me feel like shit all the time.
Yeah, what if he just beats you up?
You never know, man.
God, that's got to be your worst fear as a parent. Your kid beats you up.
Your kid beats your ass when he's like 14.
That's why you beat them early.
Yeah, you got to make them afraid of you. Right.
And then when they beat you, it's like you finally learned.
Yeah, but what if he's bigger than you?
He probably will be. He's a big baby.
You afraid of that?
No.
He knocks you out. What if he knocks you out cold?
My wife doesn't know this, but I've switched his real milk out with plant-based milk. That's
Soy milk.
Yeah. So
Good. Soy boy that kid up.
I am soy boying him pretty hard. I'm the alpha in this house.
Yeah, you know how like if you eat soy, your testosterone goes down.
Wouldn't know.
I also just dump microplastics into his formula.
That should be you should give him as much mercury-based food as possible.
As well I do.
Yeah, fish him up, man.
Yeah. As well I do. So let's keep dunking on lonely, mentally ill women for a minute.
When doesn't history do that?
Right? Why not?
Yeah.
Next headline. Fell sad and lonely. Annie Ryan is at the city hospital with a badly bruised head, a lapsed memory, a breath that suggests large quantities of cheap whiskey,
Fuck yeah.
and an ache for every bone in her body.
So, domestic abuse.
Nope.
Oh.
She threw herself down the stairs.
Sad and lonely. There's no one there to abuse her.
Only herself.
She's hurting herself at this.
Yeah.
So they're already this article is already like this woman is poor and alone.
And drunk.
Yeah, and it only gets worse. Annie is a laundress and works at Hotel Moser. She lives in a single room at 23rd and Howard Streets and says she is 28 or 29 years old. So they've doxed her again, by the way. I just want everyone to know.
Yes.
She doesn't know how old she is? I'm 28 or 29.
Her place of employment and where she lives.
Yeah. She says well, hold on, it goes on.
Yeah.
She says she's 28 or 29 years old. Her gray locks and the crow's feet around her eyes would indicate she missed the truth by half.
So she's like 40.
Like, this bitch is 60.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah.
This drunk bitch doesn't know how old she is. She's fucking 60. I mean, just absolutely shitting all over this old, lonely
She
drunk
lives a hard
woman.
life. She's probably like 40. Like, you ever seen a rough 40-year-old?
In 1897, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's coal-fired.
Yeah. Your makeup regimen is burlap. Rub it on your face. Maybe. I don't know. Try it.
It's not good. This one is actually a bummer of a story that's in there because it is clearly here for like people to laugh at this old sad lady. Like,
Okay.
Fully. To just be like, oh, sucks to be her. Glad I'm not this old dumb bitch.
Yeah, there's probably plenty of punching down on this page.
Oh, yeah.
This entire page is punching down.
Annie's recollection of Sunday events are decidedly hazy. She was having a nice, quiet time at home. Saturday was payday, and she laid in a supply of whiskey with part of her week's salary. Sunday morning, her supply of liquor ran low, and she started downstairs to replenish her bottle. The stairs were unsteady, and at the top she lost her balance. When she was picked up at the bottom, she was dead to the world. An ambulance was called, and she was sent to City Hospital. It was found that she needed treatment for alcoholism more than the injuries to her head.
Yes.
So the article, goes on to say she woke up in the hospital, had no idea where she was, started screaming her face off. Then things got worse.
Nice.
Scantily attired and with her long gray hair streaming down her back, Annie was charging back and forth, raving like a maniac. She was captured and put back to bed. Soothing potions were administered, and she was soon quiet.
She tranquilized?
Yeah, so the orderlies tackled her, beat the shit out of her, tranked her, and put her back
I was about
in
to
bed.
say, $20 as soothing potions is just a funnel and more whiskey.
It's
just
a
like,
shut up! This is more heroin just funneled into her mouth.
Yeah.
Just imagine
What
back
is it,
then.
laudanum? Or like,
It could be heroin at that time, actually.
Honestly,
1890s?
no, back then I just think of just like a fucking dog catcher with like a giant net. Just scooping her up.
can't be far. Cannot
Fucking got her.
cannot be far off. Cannot be far off. The article ends on this sentence. Annie is not married and never has been.
That's the last sentence?
Oh, it
She
goes
has
on.
been alone and
No,
she'll die alone.
It goes on. So Annie is not married and never has been. She is all alone in the world. She said she felt sad and lonely and tried to draw comfort from the cup.
Who hasn't?
So, yeah. Honestly, I feel
and
bad.
this is a time when everyone was an alcoholic.
Oh, fuck. Like, alcoholic to a degree that is insane. To a degree you can't
So
imagine.
to stick out. Yeah, she was going hard.
She's going hard. Honestly, like the people of 1897 St. Louis, we were laughing at this poor woman, too. I hope she did find happiness.
Nope, this is her legacy.
I mean, it literally is her legacy. It's probably the only thing she's known for.
Seriously. And now,
What's her name again?
Now her spirit is being sucked back from wherever it's from because
She finally found peace.
It's
and
Annie Ryan. Well, you don't
We're
die
dragging her
until
through the
last,
mud.
until the last person's forgotten your name.
and we keep remembering.
Annie Ryan is going to be alive for a long time.
Want to make a shirt?
print the Annie Ryan shirts.
Anyone we don't want to get to heaven, we got to print a shirt about them. That's how it works,
It's
guys.
the opposite of is it usury? What is it? Where
Usury is just interest.
That's interest. What's the one where you pay to get out of purgatory? Plenary indulgence.
yeah.
We're doing the opposite of plenary indulgence. We're keeping the spirits bound to earth by printing T-shirts.
Buy our Adolf Hitler shirt today. It's softcore.
Well, he's in hell, right? So you want to keep people out
Oh
of
yeah,
heaven.
yeah. Shit, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. She's probably in hell too.
The meek shall inherit the earth. It's pretty meek.
Sounds
What would
like
she do? She shouldn't hurt anybody.
sounds like she inherited a flight of stairs to the fucking face.
Yeah, and some shitty whiskey.
Yeah.
So the next story,
She's probably a bad hang.
she doesn't sound like a good hang now.
She was sad and lonely. Yeah.
I feel bad. I
Can't be a good hang.
feel deeply bad for this woman, to be quite honest. It's
No.
the story kind of bummed me out.
Honestly, if someone's talking about me like hundreds of years from now on a podcast,
Pretty sick.
like she's done more with her life than I have.
Yeah.
She's remembered.
Yeah. In purgatory, they're like, Annie, they just talked about you on a podcast. She's like, what's that?
Yeah.
They're like, well,
She's like, please let me out of here.
It's like radio.
It's so gray.
What's
and they're
that?
like your hair, you old bitch. She's like, yes, I guess.
she's just reliving that day.
Doesn't
over and over.
get to get tranked in purgatory though.
Yeah. She just wakes up again in the bed.
So the next story, apparently hockey dads, not a new thing.
Ooh.
Headline: all caused by the kids.
Oh, I doubt it. But go on.
The Korsts and Blumenthals live near the rear of 1116 North 10th Street. Like, they dox everyone.
Yeah.
The doting fathers were sitting together watching the little ones frolicking in the yard.
Frolicking.
Korst observed that the little Blumenthals didn't give the Korsts a fair show in the game they were playing. Blumenthal carelessly retorted that Korst lied. Then neighbor Korst swatted neighbor Blumenthal with a stick, inflicting a deep cut. When Blumenthal came back to Earth, he made tracks for the city dispensary, where Dr. Haley tied up his head. Korst was arrested.
So, hey, your kids are fucking cheaters. You're a liar, motherfucker. Oh, yeah? Stick to the head.
Stick to the face, yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
Which, did he have a stick at the ready?
Sounds like he had a hit and stick with him.
Yeah.
If I was around at that time,
Switch?
I'd always have for sure.
It was for the kids, but he used it on the dad.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is normally for their asses, but I'm going to use it on your face.
Right.
Keeps it in his back pocket.
Yeah. It's my kid beating stick, but you're getting it today, buddy.
But I like that these dads are so hardcore about it. Like, these kids weren't even playing a semi-official, like, youth league game.
a yard game.
They were playing
Yeah.
in the yard.
But
And like,
you're
your
acting
boy's
like
not playing marbles the way he should be.
you're thinking little league dads are new.
They're not.
No.
This goes back. Probably, like everything else, like nothing, shit don't change, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're, since the beginning of time.
I will guarantee you most of the kids whose dads were pissed off about their playing time when I was playing football, those kids did not want to even be on the team. They're like, I fucking hate this shit. My dad's over here yelling for me to get more playing time. I don't even want to be here. He's making me be here.
Yeah.
Sports dads suck.
Any dad
ones.
making
Angry
any
sports
noise
dads. Yeah.
other than like, let's go,
Yeah, good job, Tim.
pisses me off.
Yeah. That's it. You are not part of the game. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It's very,
Unless you're rooting for the team and you feel like the ref fucked you, then you can rat fuck that ref.
can you?
Yes. Fuck the ref.
I had one ref as a kid who was absolute, like, it was almost like he was cosplaying as a referee. And what I mean by that is, like, he was taking it way too seriously and even dressed the part. And he was like a 30-year-old man, and he wore socks up to his knee. Like, he dressed like a fucking, like, EPL ref.
Oh,
And had his own special cards.
Did he extravagantly show them to you?
Yeah, oh, fuck yeah. He's like, cut. He's like, 10, 10, 10. Come here. Yellow card.
Wait, you got to wear 10?
Yeah.
Why'd you wear 10?
This is fucking good.
You weren't that good.
I'm a good soccer player.
You're not 10 good.
Is 10 a like just good number for soccer?
10 is like the best number.
You have to earn 10.
Is it like 1 in football?
I don't know what number I was wearing.
Not 10 then.
10 is what like the best player on the
Yeah,
team
Messi wears 10, Ronaldo wears 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what number I was wearing, but I said 10 just to put that out there. No,
It's
but
like
he was
third
like,
grade.
come here. One time he called me for a yellow card, which I don't even know.
Again, how old are you?
8th grade.
You remember this?
So you're 13. You remember shit that happens when you're 13.
13,
Come on.
yeah.
Yeah, but like
I know for a
in
fact.
detail?
I know for a fact you remember a ton of shit from your dumbass basketball league when you were 13. I guarantee it.
Not so much.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of games.
So this guy called me for a penalty because I pulled the old Alex Rodriguez, but it was for soccer instead of baseball.
You were
Where like,
kissing the mirror before the game, or
yeah, I was painting a picture of myself as a centaur.
yeah, that's cool.
No. I came up behind some kid on the other team who like a ball was coming down to head it. He was gonna like settle it on his chest or head or whatever.
Yeah.
And I go, I got it, and he backed off, and I took the ball.
Can you not do that?
I thought you could,
Why can't you?
and I immediately got called for a fucking yellow card.
That sounds like bullshit.
Right?
Yeah.
It's his fault.
Sorry, he's stupid.
You should know the voices on your team. I'm clearly
Yeah.
not on his team. Like, I came on him, I was like, I got it, and he backed off. And I took the ball.
Why aren't you?
And the ref
how are
whistled
you,
it dead.
How are you not like telling your team that?
You should be kicked out of the league.
Yeah. Fuck this guy.
A-Rod did that when he was rounding second base one time. There was an infield fly, and it was 2 outs, so the infield fly rule was not in effect. And he just goes, I got it, and the shortstop backed off, and the ball dropped.
You're essentially the kid in pickup basketball that, like, obviously you can't tell the difference because you just met these people. That goes, hey, right here. I'm open.
Oh, that's the move though. If you're
You
bad
pass it to him because you just met him.
Well, here's the
and then
thing.
he takes the other
It's like
way.
back-
The
Backyard
difference
football.
is that
Throw it to
these
me, I'm
people
open.
play with each other every week.
They're also
it wasn't
wearing
pickup. We were
uniforms.
wearing different uniforms.
The thing
So
about uniforms,
it's in
is their
fact, I guess
uniform.
the way it's similar to what you're saying is not at all.
It's similar in you being a scumbag.
What? I'm sorry. If you're not cheating,
You ain't trying.
trying.
No, I agree with that commercial where the kid hits it out of bounds.
You hate that kid. You would fight that kid if
I
he was
would,
on your team.
yeah.
You would kick that kid.
Who's out on me, coach?
That coach's first words would be like, shut the fuck up. This is the state championship game. Shut up.
And by the way, coaches, I dealt with the scumbag coach once too in baseball, where I was fucking on third base. I was leading off. There was a right-handed hitter up. Like I was a runner on third, leading off in foul territory. Right-handed hitter up. He absolutely smokes a line drive, hits me in the fucking thigh, like on the line or whatever. It left a bruise like this big on me.
To this day.
It's still there. Hi. And I'm like on the ground, like writhing in pain, and we're near the other. I'm near the other team's dugout, and this coach like steps over me and is like, "All right, boys. Well, he got hit by the ball. It's third out, so it was 2 outs. He's like, third out, so take the field. No one knows the rules of baseball except for me somehow, and I'm like, I was in foul territory. It doesn't count. Like it's not an out. It's only an out if you get by a ball in fair territory. And the ump's
He
like,
stepped over you like you were Tyronn Lue?
yes, literally. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's like, I'm a kid.
Like in pain.
He just started teabagging you? Like,
He did. And that was in the locker room later. And I was like, but we don't go to the locker room. And he just pulled me into a bathroom. It's fine.
By hit the
Sports-
showers, I mean the sink.
Yeah, sports are fun. But hit the showers, I mean, I'm going to push your face into the shower floor. And
I don't like this joke. Let's continue.
we've already
We've
read a lot of words from 1897 today.
It's a bad one.
It's not great.
It's
Let's get into so there are a couple more stories of like
quick hitters.
people being so blackout drunk that they hurt themselves and don't remember and ended up in the hospital.
Seems like a recurring theme.
It is, absolutely, including Blind Billy. He was a newsie, actually, for the Post-Dispatch. He didn't usually drink, but he got drunk with his friends and tried to walk home.
Jesus.
And started popping off.
Started firing shots.
Yeah, he started
Black
firing
people.
shots. Now, to be fair, he didn't know who he was shooting at, so it was fine. No, he just like he doesn't know how he hurt himself or how he ended up in the hospital. He's like, I got blackout drunk with my friends, tried to walk home, even though I'm blind, and here I am.
It really be your own sometimes.
It really does. The last story, though, it's another quick hitter, and it's a fun one. Headline: knocked out 4 teeth. Subheadline: Mrs. Ebert hit with a stone big enough to fell a horse.
Okay.
Henry Ebert was fined $20 and costs by Judge Zimmerman Monday for striking Mrs. Chris Ebert in the mouth with a stone, knocking out 4 teeth and splitting her lower lip almost to the chin.
$20.
1897
Oh,
bucks.
hold on. Still, he wasn't arrested. He wasn't like
No.
put in jail.
They were like, hey, buddy,
Cut it out.
remember, how big was that stone? As bigger than your thumb? Then don't use it. Are you looking up
Yes.
the inflation?
I bet it's a few $100.
Probably a few $100, yeah. Which seems low.
Very low. To knock out 4 teeth.
And split her fucking face open.
It'd be $651 today. Still not a lot.
I can tell you right now, I obviously wouldn't do it. But if I took a giant stone, smashed it into my wife's face, and the judge was like, hey, that'll be $600.
So I'm going to cover the medical costs. Like,
I would not be hard for me to pay.
no, that's a fucking poor man's rule.
That's not good.
Any rule that's a monetary
Send
fine
this
is just a
asshole-
poverty tax.
Send this motherfucker to jail. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, do they go home together?
All right, now get in the car and get out of here. Run that car.
$600.
Yeah.
That's like,
Now walk her home. She can't see straight.
You're
That's-
sleeping on the couch tonight.
yeah. You better remember this next time.
Probably
But
did it again for making him pay $650 bucks.
I mean, the article doesn't say what she said, but
Of course. Why do you need that?
right.
Well, she couldn't talk anyway.
Yeah. The article goes on to say the stone was about as big of a paving block and concludes that it was big enough to knock a horse unconscious.
so it's like this big.
Yeah, it's really fucking big. Those
Hit her with it, or he threw it at her?
They just said
two-handed.
They just said he hit her with it, but that doesn't mean. I don't know if that means he threw it at her or he was just like,
You know that scene from Mean Girls where the boombox flies into the kid's face?
Oh yeah.
I'm imagining it's something like that.
Yeah, probably. Those were my favorite stories from page 2 of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. That's the page, by the way. They probably really sold these papers.
Hell yeah.
Like really move papes, as they say in Newsies.
Mm-hmm. Just local gossip.
Literal local gossip. What do we have here again? I'm sorry. We have raid on ethnic nightlife. We have race war fight.
Which was not a race war.
Right.
It was a drunk white guy getting into trouble.
A hobo fighting someone over beer. A woman who tried to kill herself. Another woman who the paper thinks should kill herself. Angry hockey dads. A couple drunk people hurting themselves, including a blind guy. And then some domestic violence with a brick.
It's the Delco Star.
The Delco Daily.
Well, it's the St. Louis.
Is there a Delco newspaper?
Yeah.
I was about to say it's no different than the Oklahoma
Delco
Star
Times,
banner.
whatever.
Or as we call it, the Star Blunder, because it's a joke.
What'd you guys learn today?
Shit don't change. What I always knew. People be doing people shit, and we love reading about
And
it.
by the way, we talked about this the other day. I think I posted this recently on our TikTok, Softcore History, this clip, and it's on our Instagram as well. This is how the penny papers got big. And this is only 50 years after the invention of the penny paper, or maybe 60 years after the invention of the penny paper.
Yeah, fucking Goss tracks, dude.
That's all we want.
Feed
us the garbage.
Garbage, police, blotter, stuff. And this is literally how Hemingway got his start. Kansas City Ambulance Beat. You can look up, by the way. You can go find Hemingway's old articles in the Kansas City Star, I think, something like that.
But again, we're not different, man. This is how we got our start.
Right.
We blogged.
No, yeah, we blogged. And these are blogs.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. These are blogs. Much
This
better
is-
written, much more eloquent.
This
way
is
better
me
vocabulary.
writing about some kid who shit his pants at, I don't know, Cal State Fullerton.
Literally, that's what this is. It's unbelievable. Like, if you think you're unique or special, or that society now is somehow different in a better or worse way, in many ways it's better. But in other ways where you think like you might see injustice, just know that like it's kind of always been like that, where people are kind of mean and unfair and petty.
You're worth the bones that you can put in the ladder.
You're worth.
You're worth
Is
your
the amount of bone? Your worth is bone rungs.
Yeah. How many rungs can you put in the bone ladder?
That's your only worth.
That's your worth.
What'd you learn today?
Just that, again, this is just us.
Yeah,
This is how we got our start. That's how they got their start.
we are the same.
We are one.
Who's today's Hitler?
I want to say Stone Boy.
The guy that hit his wife with the paver
With
Yeah.
the pavement brick?
might be the guy that just popped rounds into the black crowd. Might be him.
Yeah, there's a racial element there.
That's very Hitler-esque.
Pretty super on
Outside
brand
of
for
a
it.
beer hall, mind you.
Yeah.
This is
Honestly,
very Hitler, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest Hitler of the show was the 60-year-old woman who lied about her age.
I'm going to say the biggest Hitlers who ever wrote about the 60-year-old woman.
Old lady lies.
Like that dude
Old
was
lonely hag.
that dude was just like, I'm going to get some laughs.
Listen here, you old bag.
Like, you can tell, honestly, by that writing, I think, it's hard. Like, I'm no expert on this at all, but it seems cutting.
He seems
Like, it seems like the writer was trying to legitimately get laughs.
he's encountered her before.
Maybe. I'll have to Google Annie Ryan.
Or he's just an asshole that's trying to get laughs. Yeah.
Right.
Like, let me cut to the lowest.
I've certainly done that before.
I've done it.
We've all done it to the point where, and by the way, when you're on this beat, and I actually say this about blogging, which is why I don't really love doing everyday content, especially if it's about current events in particular. I don't think that's a good thing to do. I think it, for a lot of reasons, but one reason is you eventually, and it doesn't take that long, you forget you're writing about people.
Yeah, it's just a story.
You become very cynical. You look for the worst thing that
The internet
possible that's
ruins
going
you.
on to
Yeah, but I mean, you just forget that, like, you are writing about human beings. So the human being you're writing about, right? Someone shits her pants, some guy shits his pants, whatever, at Cal State Fullerton, right? You're like, oh, it's just another pants shitting story, blah, 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 I'm going to make my jokes, whatever. Well, that's the first and probably only story about that guy ever.
Yeah.
So
That's
for
his
you,
That dude goes to get a job.
his
SEO is it's right
and
there.
for you, that's just another story. But for him, that's like this like glaring like supernova spotlight on him that is like terrifying, and he's not used to it, and it's never happened before or her, whatever. Like you don't you lose that sense of
Even the Manti Te'o stuff, I think, is a perfect example of that. Like, how many of us I made the fucking.
Everyone
so
made
much.
Manti
I made so many
Te'o jokes,
Manti
yeah.
Te'oing jokes, like, when I was in college.
Oh, yeah.
It just lowers the hanging fruit.
And then you actually see a side of the story, and you're like, how the fuck would this kid know?
He's like the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, he's so good.
right.
Yeah, you actually had a really good point. It's like, this is just a swing right back to, like, middle of the road, like, thought is the Manti Te'o documentary, where it's just like, no one's sympathizing for the person that perpetrated. If you are, you're an asshole.
No,
Nor
she was
should you.
awful.
Yeah, no. Like,
I don't
anyone
care who they are. I don't care what their situation is.
Your creed, color, and sexual orientation. There's plenty of people that are different that aren't humongous pieces of shit.
And honestly, the people that come off the worst,
like 99% of them, are not.
easily, and the people that come off the worst in that documentary are the Deadspin writers.
Yeah,
Yep.
because they're
bloggers.
They're the little
We waited.
An hour. They waited an hour.
Yeah.
they're the little preening assholes that are like, look at him, let's make fun of him.
They were the people that got bullied, and they were like, let's put this religious football kid down a couple notches.
Oh, they became the bullies.
Yeah.
Like that whole Gawker Deadspin situation, they were
Because they wanted they didn't really care about him. They wanted to clown ESPN and they wanted to clown Notre Dame.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I always feel like there's people that are genuinely good people that go through bullying and they're like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Like, those people are assholes. I'm going to be better than that. There's people that go through bullying and they immediately turn it around.
Yep.
I mean, look at Timothy Burke's hair.
And they're like, I'm going to make fun of, I'm going to be exclusionary as possible to everyone else. And
Like I will one day have the power and I will just turn it around.
Yeah.
And that's all he's a piece of shit.
It was funny though. They're like, oh, he's like deep state internet. He's part of Anonymous, and it's just like, oh, I just Googled. It's like he has all these tools that he can find all this.
The fucking Deadspin guy?
Yeah,
no.
it's just like, no, he just used Google.
They show all these screens in front of him. It's like, yeah, you fucking inspected the element on the webpage, you dickhead.
They're making him look like
Right.
fucking Lucius Fox
To be
from
fair,
Batman.
That is not an impressive thing. Like it's not like a sketchy thing, but it is something that 99% of people have no idea what it is.
What? Like,
But that's their own fault.
well, like going inspect element? Or
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yes, 99% of people know it. But that's like the same thing. Like 99% of people, myself included, like couldn't change their own oil. You know what I mean? Like it's like that type of thing.
You just pour it on top.
Yeah, you just put it and then you open it up, put it in the engine. Yeah,
You pop the hood, go to the gas station, put the oil in the hood.
the gas, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
gas is
gasoline oil.
Yeah, that sounds
oil,
right.
gas, same,
Sounds right.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
But yeah, I mean, they're just bloggers for their time. I've written probably several stories just as bad.
Just as bad. Me too. 100%. 100%. And I've had multiple times where I had people privately email me like, can you take this down, please? Like, I don't know why you wrote this about me. And I'm like, and those were always like, it was never like 2 days in a row. It was always like once a year. And it would be like a come to Jesus moment where I'd be like, fuck, man. I would be like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm genuinely sorry. Like,
It's like you were part of quota.
Yeah. Like,
I was just trying to hit a number.
Your perpetual misery is part of my daily limit.
It's the type of thing where you get calloused to it. Like, you don't remember that you're talking about people.
Right.
You don't remember it.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's a million other people encouraging you to do that.
Yeah. Page views, baby.
Other people, fuck them.
And and that's not an excuse, by the way, but you just do like forget. Like you just genuinely forget. It's really fucked up, which is why we only do this to dead human beings.
We've evolved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Annie Ryan, dumb bitch. Old fucking hag. Anyway, that's all I've got. Make sure you check out softcorehistory.com. You got a Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory.
Patreon.com/softcorehistory. Got an episode on West Texas and all the crazy shit that goes on down there.
The lights, the
Zone
Indians.
of silence.
Yeah.
That's in Mexico, but we talk about that as well.
Yeah, well, should be West
just that
Texas.
whole area.
Yeah, it should be West Texas.
We should have taken it.
We should have taken the zone of silence for sure.
Werner von Braun should have.
Our boy, not my boy,
Vanna.
but
Yeah, definitely not your boy.
America's boy, Werner. Yeah, Werner.
Vanna.
Yeah, Von Braun. Yeah, no, it's a good one.
Aliens
hear all
and
about the
shit.
trip around Marfa and Big Ben and all the paranormal shit out there. I visited a ghost town, so that was pretty cool.
A town of ghosts. Only ghosts live there. It's pretty racist, but
Yeah, they're
only
pretty.
ghosts are allowed to live there.
They're pretty cheap.
What?
Yeah, fucking stingy ass
Won't build anything new.
ghosts. Yeah,
Make you eat ghost food.
just falls right through you.
It's like, it's just poop. They eat dead food. It's poop.
Check out our Patreon.
Ghosts eat poop.
Yeah.
That's what I learned today. Ghosts eat poop.
You just invented that.
You did. That was not part of the episode, so go ahead and listen to the episode.
We talked zero about that. Yeah, it's a good one though. You learn all about the horrifying screams that happen in Big Bend National Park, why a bunch of people deserted a ghost town, and
And a modern story of a woman on probably acid.
It's a very modern story. Like it happened last week.
It happened yesterday.
It happened last night. I was there for it, so yeah.
Witnessed it.
Yeah, I learned about an English woman abroad losing her mind in the Chihuahuan Desert. That's yeah.
It happens.
Sold. So
For Dan Regester and Jake Goldman, I'm Rob Fox.
you just got soft served.